Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Aisha May. How are you doing? So I was speaking to my dad and he mentioned that we need to do an added addition to the building because there were some other things that we didn't really talk about or go in much detail, which were more to do with the finishing part. So actually, if you are interested in building here in the Gambia and you want to see a video on the stages, like buying your land and physical planning and just the kind of foundation building stages, then I will link that video up here in the cards. And then I have a more recent video where we went through that kind of briefly and then went a bit more into the finishing. And I've also given you some trades details and contact information in that video. I will put that one here too in the cards. So today's one is going to be different. It's going to be more talking about plumbing because Dad mentioned, no, actually we forgot to mention the plumbing and I kind of interjected in that video and mentioned the plumbing, but Dad wanted to go into a bit more detail about it and also with some images with that. Also talking about lighting plan, socket plan and those type of things. So yeah, so we're going to go into that now. So here, this is my dad. Introduced him before. His name is Abdul Rahman.
Yes. The original Banjo boy.
Hey. Yeah, so we're just gonna...
Yeah, because last time we were talking about the building processes and all of that. I thought that we'd missed out really, really important sessions. Not sessions, really, really important. I don't know how to talk.
Well, just kind of like stages.
Stages that we should have gone through.
I suppose we've kind of forgot because basically the house has been finished for some time, so we just kind of forgot about these elements.
Yeah, we certainly did.
So
and it was basically talking about, because if anything, Aisha can put up some of these images.
Yes.
To try and show exactly what I'm talking about. For example, like I'll show her this first image. This is to do with, like I say, because in the Gambia here, everybody likes to put the drainage through the foundation of the building, which I just thought to myself, it's too risky. It may be okay for maybe the first 4 or 5 years, maybe, or more. Or if you're lucky, you might have no problem. Yeah. If you're unlucky, you can have a problem within the first 5 years of you being in the building.
Yeah, so it's literally buried, because basically, for those that, this is the first video you're seeing, when they build houses here in the Gambia, it's all concrete. So basically they literally put the piping in the foundation and concrete it over, so it will be literally fixed within that space. And the only way you can get to it is by digging back into that foundation and concrete, basically.
To break it out.
Or your floor, because if you have a story building, then obviously it's not just going to be like the foundation, it's going to be, you know, the next floor up or whatever that is.
Right. So basically, so none of, like say, in our bathrooms, for example, all the waste is running out above ground. And out into the garden, where it then gets buried underneath the concrete within the garden area. So that means that if you have a problem with it, provided that if it's inside where the pipe is visible, then you can sort of sort it straight away. You can just fix it. But if it goes past where the pipe is, then you know that all you've got to do is dig outside. You don't have to be digging your foundations.
For inside your house. So it just makes it a bit easier.
It just makes life a lot easier. That's the main thing with the plumbing. The other thing was that every single outlet had to have like say a stopcock onto it. And I said no pipe work at all has been buried in concrete here at all. No. Like all the pipe work that's leading, like I said, to the sink, to the toilet, to the shower, all of those are visible. So that if you have, and they're going to be boxed.
So you're not going to have like these ugly ass
things looking at you all the time.
High plastic pipes and stuff like that looking at you.
Yeah.
You can box it away and,
Yeah, so-
then kind of use part of that box as storage as well.
Yeah, that's it. So that's basically what we've done. So in the bar, that's it. And every single, as I said, the sink, the shower, and the toilet all have different isolator valves, which means that if you have a problem, isolator valves, they're just like stopcocks, basically. So basically, because normally what I found here is that a lot of, like say for example, the house that we were living in Kotu, you had, like say, 2 stopcocks that control the whole of the bathroom, which was just one hot one and one cold one. So if you have a problem with, like say, the bathroom, if you had a problem with the bath or the shower, then you can't use anything else in there because you'd have to shut off everything. Whereas if you have, like say, an isolator or a stopcock on every single item, if you have a problem with the toilet, just turn off the stopcock.
Yeah.
You can still use the sink and the shower.
Yeah.
And use another toilet in the house if you have another toilet in the house.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind all of that, to make sure that everything's got their own isolator valves and things like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we made sure of as well was the fact that if, like say for example, because the way that the pipe work runs here, when it's coming across from where the water is coming from, coming across, like say, any kind of paved area that were going to be paved, what we did here was we put, like say, the main pipe coming from the borehole, where you diverted back into the house, say, we had, like say, the big pipe up to this point, and then this is the end of the walkway. So from here onwards, you have a smaller pipe that runs, say it's cold water. So what you then do is that you use a bigger pipe and run the cold water pipe through it to your destination, so that when you do go to pave over, you can pave over that and you don't have to worry about having to dig up the place if you have a problem with that pipe work. Because then all you have to do is just undo the pipe there, undo it over there, pull it through the hole, and just feed another pipe through. So you don't have to be there destroying your walkway in order for you to be doing that. Just a couple of things like that that I thought were that needed doing, really and truly.
Yeah. And that could be helpful for you
Yes.
guys potentially, if
Yeah.
you know, just so that you have options.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
one
yes.
thing here, it's not usual for Gambians, so they will tell you, no, you can't do that. You can do that. Obviously, we're living testament that you can do that. So, you know, if it is something that you want to do, then you can go ahead and do it. And if you do want to know a little bit more information, you can always ask in the comments, and I can always expand and ask Dad, what did you mean? And then, you know, expand.
Yeah. Right. So, well, let me get to my notes again.
Daddy made that. Daddy's a YouTuber.
I'm not. No. It's just that I realised that we hadn't covered these areas, and I thought it's very, very important to cover them. Basically, that's why. That's the main reason why, really. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. So we've covered the plumbing part of it, right?
Okay, so plumbing is done.
Yeah, so the plumbing part of it is done.
Okay.
So you have all the pictures to show you.
Yes.
So
you would have seen them already by now.
Yeah, you would have seen them already by now.
Yeah.
So you'll get to know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that that's really, 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 really important is, from the walls start going up, you need to have a lighting, a fan, and socket plan.
Yeah.
Because normally the amount of, because you can go by, if whatever your contractor is providing you is enough for your needs, then there's no need for you to do anything else. Yeah, but if it isn't, because normally here they just provide the most standard things.
Yes, quite minimal.
It's quite minimal. So you may need more light than what you think you may need. So if you need more light than what you think you may need, you might as well just have that plan in place.
Yeah.
And especially sockets as well. Sockets is one of the big things, because normally you might have maybe 1 or 2 sockets, and in a big room, you're going to need about 4 or 5 sockets.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, I think they were only going to provide about.
I think it was 2.
2. In the end, how many
Yeah.
sockets we got in? We got 6 in there.
Yeah, it was 2. I remember looking at it like, what?
Yeah.
How can you only have? But the thing is, when you really think about it, the reason being is because the way in which we live inside a house, coming from Europe, is very different. And most Gambians, when they do cook, they cook outside. They don't really cook inside.
Yeah. So basically, you do need a socket plan and, like say, a fan and lighting plan. If provided that you're going to do, or you're going to put in more lights than what's been provided for you. But again, as I said, if it's just okay, then fine, then don't bother with it. And the way that you do that is that you're normally provided with, like say, a sketch of the plan, the layout of the building.
2D.
Yeah,
2D floor plan.
Yes.
Sorry, it's my area of work, that's fine. You're provided with a 2D floor plan.
Right, you're provided with a 2D floor plan. So what you need to do with that 2D floor plan is to have a look at it and see where it is, that how many sockets that have been provided, or you ask them how many sockets are provided. And if you need any more sockets, then you need to go on that 2D floor plan and mark where you want your sockets in every single room and in every single hallway, in the kitchen. In the kitchen and things like that, and in the hallways as well. I think you have to realize how many switches because here that was one thing I wasn't up on. So in the end, we ended up with not having enough switches in our hallway, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But then that problem can be solved with kinetic switches anyway, which is what we're going to do eventually.
Yeah, I think, and the thing is with 2D floor plans, even though it's a floor plan, it can still represent the ceiling. I mean, I'm only saying this because I know, because I do this all the time for work, but you can use it for that still, and it will kind of reflect it, because it's kind of reflection-ish. So you can use it.
So you can use it. And the thing about it as well is that if you're going to have AC, you're not going to have fans in your place, then that's not a problem. But if you're going to have fans, don't buy anything but Panasonic, because otherwise it's just a waste of money. Because we did that. We had some other fans that were so-called hybrid of Panasonic, but it was absolutely useless.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely useless. And
but I'm sure there's good ones other than Panasonic.
There's bound to be, but I mean, the one that we were recommending were the Panasonic ones. So
they're really good. They last a long time.
That's the other thing as well.
Yeah, as long as you just clean them, the blades, meaning they last a long time, and they're quite powerful. There are smaller fans you can get that are quite powerful that I've seen in places as well.
How long did they last though?
I don't know, but everyone has different preferences, don't they? So you can't just tell them just get this and that's it.
That's what we recommend.
Yes,
that's what I recommend.
Because there's fans with lights, and then you've got the fans. Those aren't too bad, but I just don't like the look of them personally. There are options, but the ones we ended up changing to are Panasonic, because they are way better than what they were.
And it was recommended to us by a restaurant owner. So you can't go wrong with that one, can you?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so that's the reason why we went with that. And the other thing as well is that whilst you are doing what you're doing, you have to make sure that you have, like, say, some sort of a backup system for your...
Oh, yes, talking inverter or generator.
Yes, that's it. Because basically, I got really, really good advice from 2 separate cousins of mine. The first one who it was that introduced me to this agent, I ended up buying this land. He said to me, if you're going to do anything in this country, you make sure you're down on the ground. That was the first thing. And he's so bloody right, it's unbelievable. The other thing the other cousin said to me was, what sort of backup system are you going to have? Are you going to have a generator or an inverter? I didn't know what an inverter was. I said, invert what?
Exactly, I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. And all it is basically you've got 2 or 3 or 4 solar batteries, and you have, like, say, this little unit, which is called the inverter, that turns the DC current into AC current. So basically what then that happens, it's like a solar system, but not what with NAWEC, basically. You got, once NAWEC is on, when NOIC is on, it charges the system. And then when NOIC goes off, it just sort of switches over automatically.
Yeah, onto the battery.
With the inverter.
Yeah.
With the generator, I'm not too sure because I don't know if generators switch over.
I think some do. I think it depends because I've been in some locations where they do, but I'm not sure how that is because we don't have one.
Yeah.
But then there's also the other one option where you have to literally like pull it and
yeah.
do it
So
it's a bit of
I never only that anyway because I never liked the idea of having to go out there and starting a generator when it's pissing down with rain.
Yeah, and plus also you have to make sure that you have the diesel.
Yeah, no, it's not
petrol.
Yeah, I think some of them work. I don't even know, to be honest.
Oh, well, you have to have fuel.
You have to have fuel for them.
Yeah.
A lot of the time to make sure you have backup fuel as well.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, you don't have to worry. It goes over a lot of the times we don't even know when. Pardon me. We don't even know when electric is off.
No.
A lot of the time.
The only thing with the batteries is that you have to have what's that, water?
Distilled water. I mean, it depends. If you want lithium batteries, you can have lithium batteries.
Okay. Well, the ones that we have, you have to make sure that you top them up every now and again with distilled water, which you can easily buy from the shops here.
And not only that, anyway, because I've got to find out that lithium batteries aren't as great as they make out to be.
Oh, okay.
Because they cause a lot more harm to the environment than what.
So, what are the batteries that we have?
I can't remember what you call those batteries, but they're not lithium batteries because the lithium battery is a sealed unit. Right. Basically. I mean, it's similar to the battery that you got in your phone.
So it's just a bigger version of...
Yeah, it's just a bigger version of whatever it is that you got in your phone these days. I think that's what the lithium battery is.
We don't have, I don't know what it is.
It would
have been good to, if I do figure it out or know what it's called, then I'll write it on the screen.
Okay.
So that, in case people want to know, they might get those batteries themselves.
Yeah, that's it, because you can even have, because I've got pictures of lithium batteries. Well, you can find pictures of lithium batteries.
No, not the lithium batteries. I mean the ones that we have.
Oh, the ones that you have.
Yeah.
So that's no problem.
Yeah, if they want to.
Yeah.
Know that one.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're going full solar, then you can go full solar.
Yeah, exactly. You have that option.
But then you have the option to go full solar as well. And if you want to or need to, you can do that as well. Yeah. But really, you do need some sort of a backup system here, because if you come here just relying on NOIC,
you'll pull your hair out, especially if you're used to consistent electricity. I mean, there's no such thing as consistent electricity here in Gambia right now.
Yeah, but things are going to change.
Yeah.
Things are going to change. So, but until it changes, if you're here and you're building right now, and you're thinking about living here right now within the next year or so, you need those backup systems in order to help you along.
You need it.
And the other thing that you also need, you need to decide. This is what we did. So I can't really sort of preach to anybody and say do what as I do. But because of the way the electricity is so unstable in this country, that's the reason why we decided to have cook with gas. So we have a gas hob and we have a gas oven, so that when the electric start playing about, we can still cook or we can still warm up things. Whereas if the electric goes, a lot of the times, oops, I keep knocking the table.
Yeah, well, the sound's not going to take now because we got the thing, but it's just the film will be jumping.
So basically, that's how I was saying. You made me forget my.
Sorry, you're talking about the gas cooker.
Yeah. So if there's a problem with NOIC, then you're not going to be able to cook if you've got electric cooker. Whereas with a gas cooker, you can. It doesn't matter. The only thing that you have to worry about, that's the only downside to the gas here. There's no label on it. There's no gauge on it to tell you when that's finished.
Or how much gas is in there.
How much gas is in there. There's no gauge at all that tells you that.
It's called human gauge. Meaning you pick it up and feel it.
Yeah, that's it. And not only that, so sometimes you might end up just thinking that you've got enough to cook, and then you start cooking halfway through it, you might have to go and get gas. That's the only downside to the gas that I've come across anyway.
There was something else I was remembering, stabilizers.
Yeah, that's it. You do need stabilizers on, like, say,
Your fridge.
on your fridge. You're gonna need it. We need it on all your electrical equipment, basically.
Because sometimes the electric can go mad,
Yes.
or whoever is running it.
Yeah.
So it goes on, off, and it can mash up certain things.
Yeah. Even though we've got an inverter, sometimes when it goes like that, it does trip the inverter as well. So it trips the inverter, and the inverter has to reset itself, which means that you're without light for maybe about a few seconds, and then the inverter comes back into play.
Yeah.
And things like that. Yeah. So I think that was the main things that I wanted to talk about, because I did write my notes, and I think we've covered everything.
Oh, Dad had his notes. That's so cute. I love it.
Oh yeah, the thing about I think I kind of covered it, or maybe I hadn't. Yeah, that's the other thing that I found when it comes to the plumbing here. A lot of the pipes are buried in the wall, as well as the stopcock is buried into the wall.
That doesn't make sense.
So don't. That's all I can say to you. Make sure that your stopcock is not buried into the wall. Make sure your stopcock is outside of the wall.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because then at least you can turn it off or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Because you can always run things around. You can always box things up so that it looks neat.
Yeah.
You don't have to have, and not only that as well anyway, because a lot of the times if you were to put, like the way things are done here, like say the toilet pipe, for example, is built through a certain position in the bathroom. For example, because when you start building to when you start in the finishing process, your ideas could have changed about certain things that you had in the house.
Yeah.
You might have wanted the toilet here, but then as you come along, you think, oh, it might be better if I had it over here, or have it in the corner over there. Once you've dug the hole into your foundation, you're not even going to mess up your foundation. You've also stuck to being exactly where that is, because otherwise you have to end up running a long kind of pipe to get round to where you need to get to, and that can make your bathroom look a mess.
Yeah.
And things like that. So that's the other advantage to making sure that you don't have fixed outlets in your foundation, because it gives you more flexibility.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was something I wanted to mention. I mean, it is relevant, but one thing I would say is make sure that you are either there, or you make sure someone is there when you're doing the bathroom part, because I don't know what it is, but a lot of the times you'll find a toilet and a shower on top of the toilet in Gambia. They always do it like that. I don't know why. Or they put the shower right next to the toilet, don't give there any space or any room, which is just a no-no for me anyway. So yeah, you just need to make sure you're there to make sure that they put the pipe work in the right areas before, because otherwise once they've done that, then like Dad says, then it's kind of hard, and then you're gonna have to try and fix it and whatever, and then change everything as to where you would like it to be in the first place. But I don't know. I think it's just the development. I think it's just not a lot of things that are normal for us and just not normal for Gambians. So yeah. You don't want your shower over your toilet, and I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, not only that, because if you don't put your outlets through your foundation, then you can do anything. You can
change it. Yeah,
you can change it.
Yeah, so much easier. Yeah, that's true.
So much easier. But I think what it is that it's just that people are used to sort of building the way that they do here. No one really questions it. But because I've been in the building trade for a while and things like that, I just thought to myself, no, to me, that just don't sound right. It might not be for me, but it might be for your children or your grandchildren, if we're still here, if this house still belongs to the family. Understand? So it's just to stop all of that.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And it's just to let you know that you do have options. One thing, like I said, Gambians do like to tell you that no, you can't do this, or no, you can't do that. There's many things that they'll tell you no, or they don't know how to do certain things, or they'll pretend that they can't speak English. Just those ones are not the serious ones. But you know, you'll get the serious ones, and they won't do things like that. But yeah.
Just be careful who says to you, yes, they can do it. See their work first.
That. Not in pictures. Not pictures, not videos.
Yeah,
physically go there and see it.
their work.
Because they could pretend a certain picture is theirs, or sometimes the picture isn't that clear, or even if it is, like
pictures tell lies.
Yeah, just go and physically see it yourself. Exactly. It's just not the same. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So was that it, Daddy?
I think so, Mama. I think so. I think I covered most things. We did the lighting plan, didn't we? We did the socket plan. And you can have whatever the 2D floor plan that you can show. For those. We've also got, like, say, where the
pipes and everything going. And talked about the backup power.
The backup power that you need.
Stabilizers.
Because what we ended up doing a lot of the times anyway, because we bought a stabilizer for the fridge when we were here, but since then what we've done is that we've got, like, say, these surge protectors from the UK, these sockets that take about four, but they're surge protectors.
4 plugs.
They take about 4 plugs. So we've got that on most other things here, like, say, the TV, the router, the TVs, the router and things like that.
Your chargers, haven't you?
Yeah, well, no.
Okay.
Because we've got the inverter. It doesn't really affect our charging that much.
No. If you have a generator, it can do, because mine got blown out one time when I went somewhere. So, because sometimes the power that it brings out is a lot stronger than what the electric voltage or whatever it is.
That's it.
Because the electric voltage meaning can be quite low sometimes. So
Well, sometimes when it comes on quite violently.
It's a bit mad. Anyway, good luck with your build, whatever it is you decide to build. Do not forget to subscribe, please. And to comment and share and like.
And share and like.
And share and like again. And share and like again. Okay, share and like again. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you do appreciate that now you can hear Daddy a bit better as well. And anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.